When you're happy with your work, it's time to save it. Now we need to do this in 2 stages. First thing you need to do is File, Save, and make sure you're in the right folder, give it a sensible name, and you'll notice that it's saved with a .psd extension. So this is a Photoshop extension. Now we do want to save it as this, the reason being that it means if there's a problem with our picture or we want to change it later on, then we can come back to it in this state and all of the layers will still be there. So it makes it very easy to change it. So press save. But what we also need to do is to save it in a form where it can be used, it may be in documents or in a website, or maybe that we could send with an email as an attachment. So to do that, we then need File, Save for Web. Now you can see there are 2 versions here, and here at the moment it's defaulted to what's called a GIF. GIFs only allow you to use 256 colours. So you're quite limited on something that does have a lot of shading and a lot of range in it, or a lot of depth of colour. We probably don't have that much colour or shading, to be honest, in this particular picture. But with most photographs you do. So generally GIFs tend to be used for quite simple pictures, sort of clip art or something with only a few colours. If you've got a lot of shading or a lot of colours, you really want to go to a JPEG. And that is the file type that we tend to use with photographs, so that, as that allows us an awful lot more shading. Right, we've got 2 versions of our puppy picture. This one here on the left is the original, as it is, as we've saved it as the PSD. Now let me just move this up a little bit, it doesn't quite fit in the screen. Just want you to see what's going on. Now it's saying that if we save this, it's at 100% quality, this one on the right, so it's exactly the same as this. If we save this at 100% quality, it's going to take 53 seconds to download from a website using a 28.8 kilobit per second download. Now I'm sure you know when you've been on websites, when they take a long time, when you're waiting and waiting for the pictures and they take a long time, you get a bit fed up and sometimes you leave the website. So what you can do, let me move this over again, there's a section here called quality, and what we can do is if we change the quality, so we put it down to say 60ish, you'll notice that it's gone down to 20 seconds to download. Now that's a big difference, from 53 seconds to 20. Now here's the original one, and this is what it will look like if we change it to 60% quality. There is a little bit of loss. You can see you've got just a lot more detail here and it's a lot sharper. But really, if you weren't looking at this side and you only saw this one, you wouldn't really notice the difference that much. So what you need to do is to pick a high enough quality so that you can still see everything and it looks clear and not blurred, but that you minimise the download time, and that will also make the file size a lot smaller. Have a look here, 53.42 kilobytes. If we put it up there, it goes up to 146.9. Now that's a big difference in file size. Let's go right down. Now we've gone down to 21. You can see that we have lost quite a lot of quality there, but usually round about 60% is quite a good compromise, so you get a smallish file size, a fast download, and not too much loss of quality. So save your picture as first of all a PSD file so that you've got the original, and then save it as a JPEG, and that's the one that you would use in a document or in a website.